Hello everyone, how are you feeling? Are you either A, overwhelmed trying to work and have your kids trapped at home, or are you B, incredibly isolated? But no matter which category you fall into, I hope you're doing okay considering everything that's going on. This foreseeable future, even if I'm filming videos on different days, this is probably what I'm going to be wearing because it's been what I've been wearing for the past, like, I don't know, 80 hours. This robe always makes me feel like I'm wearing Sailor Moon's bedspread. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about the casting and all the other information that's been released about the creation of the Daisy Jones and the Six miniseries. If you haven't read the book, no worries, this video isn't going to have any spoilers. I'll just briefly summarize the plot and then talk about all the different characters and the casting announcements for each of them. Also, as you can tell, even though I am, still working full-time now from home, I do have more time on my hands, so if there are any other videos you would like to see me film, feel free to let me know. I have nothing else going on this weekend. This video was also a request, so again, anything else you want to see, whether it's book related or not, feel free to let me know. So Daisy Jones and the Six is a novel that is focused on the creation of a rock band in the 1970s. There's the band The Six, and then Daisy Jones joins them as one of the main singers, and there's a lot of interesting interactions between her and the rest of the band and their dynamics. I listened to this as an audiobook, and I would highly recommend, if you haven't read or listened to this yet, doing the same, because they have different voice actors for each character, and especially because they're talking about the lyric. I just think it really made the experience for me, because this isn't the type of book that I would normally love. So getting into the casting, and I apologize in advance, I'm probably going to pronounce a lot of these actors' names wrong, but for our main cast we have Riley Keough, who is going to play Daisy Jones, and I'm a huge fan of her. It's also fitting since she's Elvis's granddaughter that she's going to be, playing a character in a rock band. Throughout all of this, I'm also going to be recommending TV shows and movies to watch that some of these actors have been in, because like me, I'm assuming or hoping you're able to spend a lot of time at home, and I know some people are unfortunately in essential jobs where they have to go out and work, but for the rest of us, I hope you're able to stay at home, and I want to give you guys some stuff to watch. Riley isn't necessarily what I pictured when I envisioned Daisy Jones, but I think she's going to do a really excellent job. I'm happy with this casting. I really liked her in this bizarre series on, it's either Starz or Showtime, but it's called The Girlfriend Experience, and she plays a law student with some sort of very interesting personality disorder who decides to become an escort. Not saying all escorts have personality disorders by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying this character is very bizarre. But she's such a strange protagonist. I've never seen a show like this before, and it's incredibly thrilling and gripping, so if you need something to watch, I don't feel like a lot of people have seen that. Now, the casting I'm most excited about is Sam Claflin, who is going to be playing Billy Dunn, the main male singer. I know a lot of people think about him from The Hunger Games, but I've seen him in some other movies, and I think he is a really amazing actor. I watched recently, now this is not a fun recommendation. I know a lot of us right now, we need shows and movies and books that are uplifting. This is not that, what I'm about to recommend, so a huge warning for every trigger warning under the sun you could imagine, but I think it's available on Amazon Prime or Hulu, is the movie The Nightingale, and it takes place in Australia. The protagonist is an Irish woman who's sent there because she stole something, and the main villain is Sam Claflin, and I'm so used to seeing him be like the nice guy, like in, what's that movie called, Love, Rosie, that it was really interesting to see him play someone so horrifically evil. So if you want a thriller to watch, I would, I guess, recommend The Nightingale, but I do think he's going to be really good as Billy Dunn, and I've never seen him play this type of character. Wine break. Next is Camila Marone, who is going to play Camilla, Billy Dunn's girlfriend, and I don't have too much to say about her because she hasn't been in that many movies or TV shows, but I think she looks very fitting for the role. I apologize, I googled how to pronounce this next singer's name, but I couldn't find anywhere how, but is Nadya Bay, and she is a singer in real life, which is so fitting because she is going to play Daisy Jones's friend Simone, who ends up being like a disco star. So I'm really excited to see the music in this show, and I was going to talk about this later, but I'll talk about it now. But the miniseries is going to feature all original music, and an album is going to come out on Amazon Music. And just having read so many of the lyrics that were in the book, I'm really curious to see how this is going to translate into a show. I think if the music is done really well, it's going to just be incredibly popular, so I'm really excited. Then is Suki Waterhouse, who's going to play Karen, who is the only other female in the band. Suki Waterhouse, the last thing I saw her in, I think it was Hulu has that mini-series, I'm blanking on what it's called, I'll insert an image of it here. And some are good and some are not, where it's like 1-hour vignettes that are horror related in the theme of whatever month, but she's in the New Year's one, which is kind of campy, but I do think is fun. So if you want a quick horror little vignette to watch, I do recommend that. She was also in Love, Rosie with Sam Claflin, so they've got a connection there. Then is Josh Whitehouse, who's gonna play Eddie Roundtree. I don't have a lot of memories of his character in the book. Was he the one who was complaining constantly? I think so. And it was really bothering me. I knew that he was in Poldark because I really enjoy that show. If you want a historical romance, highly recommend. I could watch Poldark sheer wheat all day, but I was trying to figure out why he looked familiar besides that, and then I realized he is the knight from The Night Before Christmas. Finally is Wil Harrison, who will play Graham Dunn, who is Billy's little brother. And it said that online, and for some reason in my head, even though obviously I listened to the book, I thought this whole time Graham was older than Billy, even though looking back on it, it definitely wasn't the case. He's the only one where I would say he doesn't look how I pictured Graham. For whatever reason, I pictured Graham as this like big, beefy, lovable guy for whatever reason, but I'm sure he's gonna be great, and he hasn't been in, I believe, too many other things, but I'm excited to see him in the show. Now getting into some other aspects of the show, because I was looking up who's the director, who are the writers, and this is executive produced by Reese Witherspoon, and she's been behind a lot of things like, of course, Big Little Lies, Gone Girl, coming to, you know, fruition from books to movies and TV. And I've been overall really happy with a lot of the things that she has produced. I've been watching Little Fires Everywhere on Hulu, and I hate it, which sounds harsh, but even though, to be clear, I haven't read Little Fires Everywhere, but I did read Everything I've Never Told You, which I really, really loved. I read, I think, half or part of Little Fires Everywhere, and for whatever reason didn't finish. Please let me know your thoughts if you're watching this show, because even though I find it entertaining and sort of in the way you have an entertaining show on in the background while you're doing other things, I think the acting is over the top in a really cringy way, not in a fun way. In other things and in real life, I adore Kerry Washington and Reese Witherspoon, but I despise both of them each time they come on screen. And I know that they're supposed to have their flaws, but I just find them deeply unlikable, that I just don't even really like watching the show. And I think the lines are really cheesy. And the thing is, it's not one of those shows that's meant to be campy. I mean, let me know what you think, but I think that the show kind of takes itself very seriously, but because the writing of the show is not very good and the acting is so over the top, I think it's just really cringy and not a good way. But let me know your thoughts. The writers are the writing duo between 500 Days of Summer and The Disaster Artist, and I love both of those movies, so I think at least the script will be very good. And unfortunately, one of the things you're probably wondering is what is the release date, and currently I cannot find a release date anywhere. So those are my thoughts on the Daisy Jones and the Six miniseries. I'm overall incredibly happy with the casting, although I will say I'm not the type of person who gets very angry about casting or anything like that. Again, please let me know how you all are doing. I hope you're doing okay. Are there any other videos you'd like to see me film? And are there any other maybe movies or TV shows or books you'd like me to review in the free time that I now have? Again, hope you guys are doing okay, and I'll see you in the next one.